for Shane Wright. McCann, he scores! Jared McCann, his 200th goal.
The Kraken have hit the stretch run as they head into the Olympic break. Just 2 games left on the schedule before players and coaches get a 3-week intermission. A chance to refuel for what they hope will be a successful run to the playoffs. Welcome to kraken-home-ice. In this episode, we're hearing from rookie Berkeley Catton on the success he's seen since scoring his first NHL goal. Ryan Lindgren has been a great addition to the Kraken defense this season. He tells us about growing up in a hockey family and what it's been like being reunited with one of his favorite teammates. Plus, we're getting to know the youngest member of the D. The Kraken signed 3-year-old Caleb to a 1-day contract. We get a behind-the-scenes look at his dreams coming true. On Sunday, the Kraken taking on the Devils at home. New Jersey gets the scoring started in the first. Dougie Hamilton gets a power play goal. Then, in the second, Riker Evans ties it up. 1-1 going into the third. Matty Beniers with a backhander, he scores. Then, just 18 seconds later, Chandler Stevenson with a no-look pass to the rookie, Berkeley Catton. It trickles in. Captain Jordan Eberle finishes it off with an empty net goal as Seattle wins it 4-2. On Tuesday, it's a scoring frenzy against the Capitals. The Kraken get a power play in the opening minutes of the second period and cash in. Jared McCann winds up big on this one and fires it home for the first goal of the game. Midway through the period, the Kraken strike again. Matty Beniers gets off a shot in front, and McCann is right there to bury the rebound. Back-to-back goals for Canner, Kraken up 2-0. McCann going for a hat trick, snaps off a shot, the rebound falls right to Jordan Eberle. Kraken up 3-0 after 2. Third period, Caps on a power play. Alex Ovechkin scores off a perfect pass from Ryan Leonard. That's career goal number 919 for OV, but it's all Kraken in this one. Seattle wins it 5-1. Thursday, the Kraken wrap up their 6-game homestand against the Maple Leafs. Seattle strikes first, less than 2 minutes into the game. Jared McCann sets up Matty Beniers, he slings it home. Beniers sets the club record for goals in a month with his 10th. Toronto ties it up at the end of the first, 1-1. In the second, Shane Wright, right place, right time, scores off the backhander. 31 seconds later, it's Brandon Montour's turn. 3-1 Kraken to end the second. In the third, it's Wright again with the sniper. He gets his second goal of the night. The Kraken win their third straight game, 5-2. Ever since scoring his first goal 28 games in, Berkeley Catton has been unleashed. The rookie has been on a tear with his goal scoring. Brianna Vasquez talked to Catton about getting comfortable with the Kraken.
Berkeley Catton has his first goal in the National Hockey League.
I think just getting that first one was big, and then obviously getting the second one too in the same game, that was big for my confidence.
Something woke up in Berkeley Catton when he finally scored his first NHL goal. It was a milestone he'd been in reach of, but couldn't quite get there. Luckily for the rookie, he's in a room full of teammates who've been in his shoes before.
These guys are amazing, honestly. Where when I wasn't scoring there for a while, just how good they were to me, and stick with it and giving me little pointers and stuff, and I think just that alone means a lot.
Berkeley didn't let his goal-scoring drought get to him, and a mid-season number change made that first goal even sweeter.
It's funny how that works. I think honestly having 27 in my mind was like a fresh start, I guess.
Now it's full steam ahead as Berkeley continues to stack goals.
The first one was exciting, but it was more so a sense of relief, I think, just oh, finally. And then I think the most excited I was probably that second one, because I really got to feel it, and the last couple obviously have been really, really good too. I mean, every goal you score in the NHL is pretty exciting.
Berkeley Catton goals in back-to-back games.
With more goals comes more confidence.
I think I've been taking good steps, and that was definitely a big thing in my journey so far this year.
And as that confidence grows, so does Catton's comfort in himself as a pro.
It's crazy how much we play. There's going to be some nights that you're just not feeling it, and I think just learning how to always kind of have that middle, I guess, and just not getting too high or too low. So I've learned a lot of just mentally how to kind of handle that stuff.
The team has placed Berkeley Catton on IR. A scary moment against Toronto on Thursday. Look at the hit he takes from Oliver Ekman-Larsson. No penalty on the play, just a brutal hit. Catton was able to skate off the ice, but he did not return. More to come on Kraken-home-ice. We're talking with head coach Lane Lambert about what makes Jared McCann a complete player and about the team's balanced scoring. Plus, Ryan Lindgren shares how his family has impacted his hockey journey.
Good luck, Seahawks.
Just wishing good luck to the Hawks in the Super Bowl.
Good luck, Seahawks, in the Super Bowl. We can't wait to cheer you guys on and watch you bring home the championship.
Hey guys, congratulations to you and your families. I know your families play a large part in this as well, so I'm sure they're very proud of you. Our whole city is rooting for you. We're proud of you in the Kraken organization, and go Hawks.
Lots of support all around for the Seahawks as they get ready for the Super Bowl. The Kraken had themselves a big week at home. Jared McCann had 2 goals and 2 assists in the win over the Capitals. Jordan Eberle called McCann the most consistent offensive player on the team. We talked to head coach Lane Lambert about what makes McCann such a complete player.
Just his intelligence, and his shot. He can shoot the puck. There's some guys need more chances than other guys to score. Jared doesn't need a lot of opportunity. If you give him the puck in the right spot, he's got a good opportunity or a good percentage of scoring. So, that's kind of been one of his strengths overall throughout his career. But what I've noticed about him, having not seen him on a daily basis and now seeing him on a daily basis, is his intelligence level offensively, anticipation, knowledge of where people are. There's a special talent to that.
He said he felt bad because everybody threw hats on the ice after they thought the hat trick was going to go, but it got called back for the penalty. But when you see that happen, you're just like,
yeah,
it's kind of funny just to watch.
Well, yeah, I felt bad for the fans too. I was like, it was a turning point in the game for sure. From going to 4-0 to all of a sudden having to kill a 4-minute power play, in which they scored in the first 2 minutes. So now you've got another 2 to kill. All of a sudden it could be 3-2. But I liked our team's resilience. There was no panic. We had essentially thought we put the game away, and then all of a sudden, no, it's not away, and we've got work to do yet. So I thought our guys did a good job of that.
Yeah, it looked like he could have had a 4th goal too. He was really just on fire. 9 different guys got points. Is that kind of the balance that you're looking for as a head coach?
Well, we have to have that balance, and that's kind of, for me, our depth and what I've talked about is kind of what is the key for us being able to have success and when everybody's going. And we need everybody going. And you can say that about a lot of teams, but certainly you can say that about our team. And we feel that way is when everybody's going, we give ourselves a good chance to win every night.
That's Kraken hockey, baby!
When we talked last week, we talked about the streakiness of this team. And then you were talking about, it's kind of league-wide. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, I just think that just with the schedule as condensed as it is right now, playing so many games in such a short period of time, there's a couple things about it. Is, if you lose a bit of swagger and you get on the wrong end of things, it kind of bleeds over into the next game potentially, start squeezing your stick. If you got swagger, that kind of bleeds over as well. And, and you couple that with, if you've got 5 games in 8 nights and you've got 2 or 3 of your top guys out, that can also play an effect as well. So I just think it's the nature of the schedule with fatigue and different things that has perhaps made it more streaky this year.
Okay, as we wrap it up here, you and I have had some fun talking about the Seahawks and this playoff run they're on. Now they're in the Super Bowl. Take me back to 2018 when you guys were in the Super Bowl of hockey, so to speak, with the Stanley Cup final. You won it all with the Capitals. Was there a messaging going into that last series, the Cup final, to your players? What's the most important thing you would tell your players at that point?
Enjoy the moment. At that point in time, focus isn't an issue. They want to win. They're focused. You just got to step back and enjoy it, and just keep everything in perspective. I watched one of the players say, it's just another game in essence, because once the play starts, it's no different than any other game out there. So keeping that in mind, you've done what you've done all year, continue to do what you do.
Yeah, it's been fun for you to watch the Seahawks, huh? Just on the side, on any kind of free time you have, you enjoy kind of watching it and keeping up.
I do. I was fortunate enough, my wife and I went to the game. So we had a pretty good view of, the fourth down where they broke the play up there and a few touchdowns. And I didn't realize I should have taken earplugs with me.
Ryan Lindgren has been an excellent addition to the defense this season. Piper Shaw dives into the hard work, sacrifice, and commitment that has defined Lindgren's career.
Ryan Lindgren arrived in Seattle this summer with a reputation already earned.
It's full value with a guy like 55, no question about it.
I think I just go out there and give it all I got every game. I try to play with an edge, try to play physical, play hard to be a guy that's hard to play against. And first and foremost, I know that my role is the defensive side, and that's something that I take a lot of pride in.
The youngest of three brothers and the only skater in a family of goaltenders, the native Minnesotan has never known a life without hockey in it.
It was from a very early age. I got two older brothers that both play hockey. My dad played hockey. Growing up in Minnesota, everyone kind of plays hockey.
His father, Bob, says Ryan was a competitor from the start.
Determined, didn't like to lose. Even a simple board game. Always go back to the game Sorry, where if he lost that, he'd be storming upstairs crying.
The traits that define Lindgren's game today, hard work, sacrifice, commitment, trace back to his parents and grandpa, who made sure that no road or rink was ever out of reach.
My grandpa was such a vital part of our lives, and he was the third parent. He was taking one of us somewhere, whether it was hockey or any other sporting event. I think hardworking. I see that from my parents, right from an early age. They owned a nursery together in Minneapolis and taking us to where we needed to go and being there for us. They taught us that we were going to be hardworking people and good people too.
He moved away from home to attend Shattuck St. Mary's, a private Minnesota boarding school known for developing elite athletes. Lindgren found his identity on defense there, and his belief that he could, someday, have a future in the pros.
We had a really good team, and that was kind of my first taste of, real serious hockey, I guess.
From there, Lindgren earned his spot at the U.S. National Team Development Program, spending his junior and senior years in Michigan training to become America's best. It was there that Ryan would meet a fellow young defenseman named Adam Fox, who would go on to become one of his best friends. In 2017, Team USA would win World Juniors gold.
That's a moment I'll never forget. A tournament that, I grew up watching and loved. Yeah, it was really cool to get gold.
Before going pro, Lindgren lived out another childhood dream when he headed back to his home state to don maroon and gold for the Minnesota Gophers.
It was surreal. I remember the first time putting on that jersey. We were out in Alaska playing there. I grew up the biggest Gopher fan. Used to love watching them on TV, used to love going to games. So yeah, that was definitely a dream of mine and really cool to fulfill that.
He made his NHL debut with the New York Rangers in January of 2019 and became a regular in their lineup the following season.
For some reason, I was put with Adam Fox, who was one of my best friends from high school and still is one of my best friends. Off the ice we lived together and on the ice we were playing together. And so I think that season right from there, getting to play with him and growing with him, made me realize that I can play in the NHL.
And plowed into the boards by Lindgren.
And kind of realize that, if I'm going to keep going, I'm going to be more of a hard-nosed, physical defenseman. And, that was the way for me to, keep going in my career. And yeah, like I said, just kind of ran with it.
While he was reconnected with an old friend in New York, he made a new one there too.
One of the best teammates I ever had. I can say that. We got there about the same time, so kind of, we played together for 5 years. Like him as a teammate, but I'm sure all the guys can like him also.
When he signed with Seattle in July of 2025, Lindgren's next chapter came with confidence in the people around him.
The shot pass, he scores! It's his first goal as a Seattle Kraken.
Yeah, I'm just really happy that they wanted me here. Lucky for me too, I knew Capo well. Having that relationship with him and being able to talk to him and getting able to play with him again is really exciting. He's one of my good buddies and a guy I really love to play with.
Yeah, I was super happy when I saw that he signed over here. So on the ice, he's doing everything for the team.
Ryan Lindgren is devoted to defending the deep.
You're never too young to have big dreams. Next on Kraken-home-ice, we'll introduce you to one of the toughest members of the team, 3-year-old Caleb.
Watching life happen through the eyes of a toddler is an incredible thing and a gift that any parent gets to have.
This is Caleb, he's 4 years old, and Ruben and Liz, his parents, and you know, he's here for Make-A-Wish, so let's give him a hand. What do you say, Caleb? You told me we need a good start in the game, didn't you? Right? Yeah? And we need to be face-off ready. You said that too, didn't you? Yep, and you said for us to attack too, right? All right, let's get her done. Let's get her done, okay?
It is never too early to dream of being a pro hockey player. And through Make-A-Wish, the Kraken signed 3-year-old Caleb Seidel to a one-day contract. Brianna was there for the special day.
One of the Kraken's biggest fans got to live out his dreams. Caleb is from Alaska, and the 3-year-old is battling leukemia. I had the honor to spend the day with him and his parents as he got to skate on the same ice as his heroes.
1, 2, 3. There we go. Yep, push, push, push.
Caleb is as tough as the athletes he looks up to. While he battles leukemia, the biggest thing on this 3-year-old's mind is hockey.
Hockey is something that has stuck around since he was about 1.5, 2 years old. Anytime somebody comes over, he grabs a stick, hands it to them, and wants to play hockey.
Caleb's dream, to play with the best of them. His wish, to be a hockey team. And that's where Make-A-Wish and Caleb's favorite team stepped in.
And the Seattle Kraken agree that Caleb is part of our team, the Seattle Kraken.
Traveling all the way from Anchorage, Alaska with his parents, Caleb got to live the life of a Kraken.
Are these yours?
Being able to watch my kid have fun and be himself and enjoy all these things that he wished for is just one of the best feelings I could ever have.
From the small moments like getting ready to go on the ice.
You think one day you're going to be able to get dressed yourself? No. You want me to dress you all the time? Yeah? If that's what we get to do in Bond, even when you're an adult, that's fine. Whatever means more time with you, right?
To the big ones.
How you doing? Good?
The moments where he gets to see the players and give them fist bumps. Joey last night putting his glove over his head before he stepped on the ice was just amazing.
Every moment with this little one is cherished.
Like watching life happen through the eyes of a toddler is an incredible thing and a gift that any parent gets to have. Being able to watch your own son just light up and see the generosity and the kindness and the joy that people have around him and for him, and then seeing him exude that back at them is just amazing.
This dream come true was months in the making. Over the summer, Bowie and the Kraken traveled to Alaska to tell Caleb the good news.
Like Caleb was more excited about this than Christmas.
Fast forward to January, and Caleb got to attend a Kraken game where he led the surge.
The surprise, the anticipation, the thing to look forward to has really lifted his spirits, especially in the hard times.
The youngest member of the team got to soak it all in, and so did his parents.
The best parts are where Caleb is smiling and laughing and everybody else is doing the same thing. It means the world. I mean, you can't describe it, and anyone that's in this position knows that. And seeing everything that these kids have gone through it's I don't know, like, I'm not normally the softie, but my tears come to my eyes and I'm just blown away by everything. Surprises happen, life happens, but you can give some positivity, give some generosity, and then also receive that in kind. It's a good life.
Just ahead on Kraken-Home-Ice, the artist for AAN HPI Night shares the message and inspiration behind his one-of-a-kind design. And the players contemplate quite the question in the shootout. Would they rather fight one Zamboni-sized duck or 100 duck-sized Zambonis? The answer's next. As you've probably figured out by now, we ask the hard-hitting questions in the shootout. This week, we asked the players, would they rather fight one Zamboni-sized duck or 100 duck-sized Zambonis?
That's a good question. We'll go with the smaller, the Zambonis, 100 of them.
Probably duck-sized Zambonis.
One Zamboni-sized duck or 100 duck-sized. We'll go with 100 Zamboni-sized ducks. 100 duck-sized Zambonis? Probably 100 duck-sized Zambonis.
I mean, duck-sized Zambonis, that'd be a pretty big duck to go after.
One Zamboni-sized duck, yeah. 100 duck-sized Zambonis.
I feel like your only chance is with the 100 duck-sized Zambonis. One Zamboni-sized duck would just destroy you right away, no? That's what I think. That's your only chance. And even then, I don't like it.
Like ducks, like on the water?
Yeah.
I'd go for the ducks. The duck size is, no, the duck size Zamboni, right? Yeah.
100 duck-sized Zambonis, I think.
One Zamboni-sized duck.
Probably just one.
Probably the 100 ducks.
I think 100 Zambonis would be easier.
One Zamboni-sized duck.
I mean, one Zamboni-sized duck would absolutely dummy me, so we're gonna go the small ones, but it's gonna be death by 1,000 cuts, I think.
For the first time, as a part of their Common Thread program, the Kraken celebrated AAN HPI Night. The Kraken have transitioned from celebrating Lunar New Year to AAN HPI to honor and create inclusion for the broader Asian community. The artist responsible for the night's designs is Kenji Stoll. He's a local tattoo artist. Kenji's jersey was inspired by Asian American tattoo history. He also pulled inspiration from hockey for his artwork.
I was really inspired by the Kraken and just the intense nature of hockey, and when I was thinking of the design, I just really wanted it to kind of reflect that. Having a jersey for the broader AA and HPI night and community is huge. There's a huge community here in the Northwest, huge community around Seattle, and it's really cool to celebrate all of them. You know, when you think about it, it's over 50 different unique cultures and countries, and to highlight that in this way is really special.
The Kraken's final 2 games leading into the Olympic break are in Southern California. They'll play the Ducks and the Kings on back-to-back nights. That's something they did earlier this season and won both games. So hopefully they'll have the same kind of success. And that'll do it for this episode of Kraken Home Ice. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next week.